Hi, this is Nana. I share sewing tutorials and past projects on this channel. Today, I want to share how to add an invisible zipper. It's literally invisible from the front. Do you know how it sounds? Let's get started. First, we're gonna sew guides. Before sewing, I didn't overlock stitches on the edges and sewed up to where the zipper ends. We are going to sew where we want to put the zipper. Loosen upper thread tension. Set to a wider stitch. Seam allowance is 1/3 and start sewing. We'll remove this stitch later as I mentioned it's a guide, so we don't have to sew back stitch in the beginning and the end. Then press open the seam. Press from the front as well. By the way, do you know the differences between a regular zipper and an invisible zipper? Because I didn't know until I learned, so I just want you to make sure you prepared right. This is a regular zipper. You can see the zipper teeth from the front, and it's flat. This is an invisible zipper. You only can see a line in the middle from the front, and the teeth are hidden on the back. So that's why it's invisible after sewed. To sew this zipper, you'll have to sew right by the teeth. The teeth are folded like this. Back to what we were doing, we are gonna sew more guides. But first, subscribe and thumbs up. Front side down and plait like this. Pin the sides of the zipper and the seam allowance. It was so hard to pin it while taking a video. My phone was in front of my face, so I changed the angle. See the seam line and the zipper line? Put both lines together and pin the sides. Connect only the seam allowance and the zipper. Do not pin the skirt surface. I usually mark the zipper end line with a pin like this. Once you connect them, it looks like this. And we are gonna sew here and here. Using a regular zipper foot to sew the guides. Keep the same setting, loosen upper thread tension and a wider stitch. Sew from top to bottom. The top part stuck with the foot, so I would skip. It's just a guide, so you can sew by hand or you can skip this guide part. But this guide makes for better results, especially for beginners. And again, we'll remove this seam later, so don't have to backstitch in the beginning and the end. Sew until the zipper end or close to it. Do not sew over the zipper end. We are gonna sew the other side, also from top to bottom. Switch the foot position. To use this foot, keep the zipper teeth right by the foot side. So far, it looks like this. And we are gonna remove the first seam we sewed before ironing. We sewed the loose upper thread tension and a wider stitch with a back stitching, so it's easy to remove just pulling the bottom thread. Now it looks like this. Zip down. All the way down as possible, past the zipper end. Finally, we are gonna sew the zipper. Before sewing, please subscribe this channel and thumbs up this video. Using an invisible zipper foot to sew, I will show you how it works before sewing. The zipper teeth fits in the back bumps like this. The needle comes in the middle like this, right? And we want to sew right by the teeth, which is on the folded line. So keep the folded line at the middle of the foot to sew. To keep the line at the middle, you must keep the zipper teeth flat. So then we can sew right by the teeth. Let's get started. Feed the upper thread in the hole before sewing. I pinned the top part as a guide because it was a little slippery, but don't have to. Stitch setting is normal and start sewing. The guide seam holds the zipper and the fabric so it won't slip while sewing. To flatten the teeth, I found it easier to push down with one finger in front of the foot. You can use tweezers or whatever, but you must keep it flat to sew. Also, keep checking the seam allowance. The fabric edge should be at 1/3 line. When you are almost at the zipper end, it will be the hardest part. I still make mistakes sometimes. So this time I made one of the common mistakes on purpose to show you. Can you see? The seam on the right and left are not connected in a straight line. If this happened, remove some of the thread above the zipper end and redo it. This makes zipper area bumpy or looks like it has air in it. I forgot to take a picture of it and it's out of focus, I'm sorry. This is the correct result. If you cannot sew straight like this, stop sewing a few stitches away from the zipper end. Sew the other side from the top to bottom. You can sew bottom to top as well, but sew both sides from same direction. If not, it causes both sides to be offset. Once you cut a sew nice and straight, remove the guide seam. Now we are gonna check the quality. If you unchecked one of these, you have to redo it from the beginning. Zip up from the bottom, so then we can check the quality. There are 4 things to check for a single layer without switching fabrics. 1. Be able to zip up and down smoothly. If you cannot, you might have sewed on the zipper teeth. 2. Make sure the ends are even. 3. Clean zipper end. It's perfect if you cannot see where the end is. 4. It's invisible. Try pulling to the sides when it's closed, and if the zipper doesn't show up, it's perfect. If it shows, it may cause a stuck or broken zipper. Back side looks like this. This is a single layer with no lining or any switchings. If you added those, there are more things to check. I wanna upload those tutorials someday soon. Now you can watch how I finish this product and guess what I make. I was redoing this product I made when I was teen because it would sound so bad. I learned sewing by myself, and at the time, I was so proud of myself that I can make clothes that I can actually wear. But this zipper was sewn just with regular zipper foot with stitch, and the hem was folded like 4 times, and it has like 3 inches seam allowance. It's hard to believe and kind of embarrassing that I wore poorly made clothes. I don't know why no one told me anything. But it's okay. Now I can sew professionally and I fixed it, so I feel better. It's almost done. Could you guess what I'm making? It was a skirt. I wanna make a video of how to sew a skirt like this from the pattern as well, so you should subscribe this channel and stay tuned. It's invisible and looks so good. If this video helped you learn, thumbs up and please subscribe to this channel to support me. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video and happy sewing!